It's C-Doc again.
Well, it's beginning to look a lot like Tuesday. Because it is. Welcome to another episode of It's C-Doc again. Doing the damn thing, as we always do. And, but I don't do this alone. Not at all. Our lady from the heyday of K-Day, J-O-J. Hope she feels better. She's taking the night off tonight. But still joined by one of my cohorts, who is the host and co-creator of People's Distinctive Travels, a fantastic web podcast in its own right, web series. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Ultramag 7.
Yeah, all of that stuff. I take credit for all that.
Yes,
that's all me. It's all me.
Well, you should. That's well you should.
How's
things,
happening, brother?
How are you?
I'm like Jennifer, but she has the bad end of it. But you can hear them up. Excuse me. I'm sorry. You're gonna hear me. You're gonna hear me like this all night. I've been pressing the mic button, but I'm a little under the weather too. But you know, I don't have it as bad as Jennifer.
Oh, okay. Oh, man.
I think Flatline gave it to us. He said it all the way from the west. He sent it down to Jennifer, then he sent it over to me.
Over, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how good StreamYard is. It's just transmitting the viruses too.
That's how it does.
Yeah. Speaking of Flatline, he is the man behind Hip Hop Gods Radio, the president of Rap Station, and he is also with us tonight.
Oh, thank goodness! Damn.
Flat Lizzo.
Yeah.
In the head zone.
Here we are.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. Once again, just happy to be here.
Happy to have you.
There you go.
Happy to have you.
Yep.
Before we get started, new episode of Hip Hop Gods Radio.
Yeah, there sure is. Yeah, I just finished posting about that.
Yeah, that's how I know. I saw the little Goodfellas picture.
Yeah, because Goodfellas, if Die Hard's a Christmas movie, then Goodfellas is too. I guess. I don't know.
Of course. Yeah.
I saw Die Hard last night, actually. First time ever on the big screen.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, we took the kids last week. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The part
Hans
where,
Gruber.
What's his name is when the body drops on the cop car.
Yes.
And he's reversing and he's like going down like hills and like over barriers and stuff.
Yeah.
Yo, man, I forgot all about that. I was in tears.
Oh yeah, that's it. The best is the cutaway to Argyle still listening to Stevie Wonder in the limo, and you see that. That's just genius. That shit is genius.
Classic.
Yeah. Fantastic stuff.
Sorry, I got distracted, but I'll run it down real quick.
It's okay,
highlight from the new episode of Hip Hop Gods Radio. Slickwalk and QNC, Cut Beatles and Godfather Don, Team Demo featuring Nems and Lil Fame, Dazzy D, the Beatminerz featuring KRS-One and Smith & Wesson, Dinko D, Smooth the Hustler and Trigger the Gambler. A lot of good stuff.
Damn straight.
There we go.
Another fantastic episode.
Oh, you know it. 60 minutes strong.
60 minutes strong.
Yep.
Damn straight. All right. Well, yeah. So we got half of the Beatminerz here. So might as well bring in give it to the DJ and bring him in. I'm gonna take this music out and So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show DJ Evil Dee.
Yo.
Die
Hard is a Christmas movie.
Hell yes. Hell yes.
I mean, I guess.
Well, it's a movie that takes place around Christmas time.
Yeah.
Christmas time.
That's why it's considered a Christmas. It's not a Christmas movie.
Right.
Because then you might as well say it's a love story.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's about him trying to get back his wife. So
Get back his wife. Yeah.
True.
So, but it's a hood Christmas movie.
Yeah.
And I don't care what anybody says.
It's got a Christmas tree in it that
Exactly.
catches fire and falls down at the end. You know?
Exactly. And it got Run DMC Christmas in House.
Right.
Exactly.
I forgot about that too. Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You got a Christmas hip hop record in your movie.
Yep.
It's a Christmas movie.
All right.
Yep. It's a Christmas movie. Lethal Weapon takes place at Christmas too. I say that's a Christmas movie. But
Yeah, it is.
You know?
Lethal Weapon takes place. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Beach Street is a Christmas movie. Come on.
Might as well put it in it.
Right?
Yeah.
Start a list.
Hey man, yeah, we've got dope Christmas movies that we watch.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Exactly. Evil Dee, how are you, sir?
I'm chilling. It's we running around because it's like right before the holidays, so it's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, man, I'm happy to be busy because I could be sitting home bored.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Yes,
what I'm saying?
indeed.
What
And
a
you
guy.
guys just dropped the new or the remix.
Yes,
for,
the
Seckle.
remix of Seckle.
Yeah.
Beatminerz, KRS-One, Smith & Wesson.
Yeah.
Mm.
Go track. Go track.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yep.
Mr. Walt.
Yeah.
He's the man that actually knocked that beat out.
Okay.
I was fronting like I was working, and Walt made that beat and everything.
Yeah. When's I hate to jump ahead here, but when is the album dropping and who's on it and what can you tell us?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, hold on 1 sec.
Okay.
Someone is knocking on my door. Give me 1 sec.
Okay. You asked the most dangerous question, Flatline.
Right.
You shall receive your answer.
Yes.
Yeah.
He has to clear it with
Do you have any props here tonight, Ultramag? Anything?
No.
Anything you wanna? No.
You win tonight. Trust me, you win tonight.
I didn't pull them all out, but I got some stuff behind me. You got this one?
What do we got there? No, I do not. Yo, man, where did you scoop
Hold
that
on.
up?
Chopped Herring.
There we go.
Chopped Herring put this out.
Okay.
Yo.
Okay.
Walt was having a problem getting on.
Oh, so he
He
down.
ran over here.
All right, that works.
Hold up, problem is I got headphones on. He's not gonna be able to hear.
Oh, got you. Okay.
What I can do, I know we on live,
Yeah.
but I can set him up,
Yeah, go ahead. It's
and
fine.
then I'll just I'll just log back on cam. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
We will talk about our favorite Beatminerz records while you do that.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. And there are plenty.
Oh my gosh!
You guys got them all.
Well,
No, I was actually looking through the discography, and I'm surprised at some of the ones that I missed.
yeah.
I'm just geez, I don't know if I've ever heard. Wait, there was a remix that they did that I'm not sure I've ever heard. I'm gonna remember what it was now. Yeah, say something interesting while I lather on and try to remember what it was.
I mean, if you go through all their credits, it really is bananas. Just the production and then the remixes is it's unbelievable. And there's probably stuff that isn't listed when you go through those main lists. I'm sure there's stuff that's white label
Right.
or whatever.
Right. Oh, it was a remix of Brain by the Jungle Brothers. I don't think I've ever heard
that, and I don't have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've heard it, but it's been years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right? I gotta look that
Wow.
one up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, that's with isn't that with the Black Thought or the Roots on that song?
Yeah, he did the Roots produced the original, and
They produced the okay.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yep.
Because I love that album.
That's so underrated. Man,
Oh,
great album.
and way better than one of their albums that everybody loves.
Uh-oh. What's he referring to there?
I don't know what everybody loves, but I love it. If it's the one you're talking about.
I'm the only one that doesn't love that album.
Oh no, I know plenty of people. Are you talking about JB's with the Remedy?
Oh no, that's the one I do love.
Oh, okay. Well, then we're all right. Wait, which one don't you love?
I don't want to get kicked off this show.
Come on, man.
Done by the forces of nature.
Really?
I don't love. I don't.
Wow.
Nah.
Okay.
Me and Fresh battle about that all the time.
Wow. I never.
We want to do a podcast episode with it about it.
That would be good.
Good.
Yeah.
That would be good stuff. No, I'm surprised. What I'm not sure what I'm more surprised about, the fact that you don't love Done by the Forces, but you do love JB's with the Remedy, because a lot of people are just like, no, you know.
JB's with the Remedy, Crazy Wisdom Masters, all the variations.
Yeah.
Love them all.
Okay.
But, yeah. Oh, that's my album. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Find something out every day, Ultra Mac.
Yeah.
You like the first record, right?
That's why I don't like the second one that much, because I love the first one so much.
Okay.
The first one was so raw, and that's why I loved it. And then the second one seemed too clean and polished.
Right.
And then when they went to the third, they just went crazy, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Yes, they did. Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, my take.
That's all right. Yeah. Hey, come on, man. We don't crucify anybody for their opinions on this show. Exactly. You know what? One of my, I'll come out and say this, because even though the video is really dope, I never really liked the original version of Drop by the Far Side.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't. But the Beatminerz remix. Yeah.
Yeah, take that, Ultramag. Look how quick I was. But yeah, I like the Beatminerz remix better too. And what bugged me about the album version of Drop is that they don't rhyme on it for like 3 minutes.
20 minutes? Yeah.
Yeah, at the end of it, it's like, is this unfinished? It always bothered me.
Yeah, no, I just never, you know, like it was when I got the album, when I got Lab Cabin, I was kind of like, okay, you know, but I would skip, I'd always skip Drop, because I'd just be like, But then when I heard the Beatminerz remix, I was like, okay, now we're talking.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Okay. So now you got me another question. Bizarre Ride or Lab Cabin?
Oh, I'm Bizarre Ride all day.
I'm Lab Cabin all day.
Nah.
Lab Cabin.
I love that album so much.
I like Lab Cabin, but Bizarre Ride, the sampling on Bizarre Ride is just, it's fucking ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
The way Jay Swift just puts all that shit together. I like Lab Cabin. Don't get me wrong. I like Lab Cabin, but Bizarre Ride, it was one that my dude Tirade got, and he's like, "Yo, you gotta check this out." And I was like, "Okay," and I put it in. It was one of those mind-blowing experiences.
Yeah.
Yo, sorry about that.
No, it's all good.
It's all good.
Walt had technical difficulties. And I had to figure it out. He ran upstairs.
Okay.
Because if he sat here, the sound we would hear delay and everything. So I was telling him to go upstairs back in his lab. Okay. So, but he should be in
Yeah, I see he's here.
There you go. Walt.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm an old man.
No, aren't we all?
I'm used to doing interviews over the phone. That's
it's all good. It is all good. We are good to go.
I'm doing an interview. I hear a knock at the door. I'm like, who's knocking at the door?
It also shows who's the technical one in the Beatminerz. It's not Mr. Walt.
Right.
Yeah, like I was saying before, like Walt knocked out that beat, and I was standing there fronting.
Right.
Let me ask you. Well, I'll ask you guys since we were just talking about it. Somebody posed the question. Bizarre. We were talking about the Far Side.
Lab in California. That's all I know.
Okay.
What?
What's it? Lab in California?
Yeah, Lab Cab in California.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan. All right, I'm going to tell you my Far Side story. You know what? Why I didn't really sign on to the Far Side. The first single turned me off.
Yeah.
The first single was Your Mama.
Your Mama?
Right.
Yeah.
And I said, why the hell would Delicious Vinyl release this as a single? So I was just like, nah, I can't mess with this group. This group is terrible, blah, 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 blah. Right? And then you heard Passing Me By. You said, oh, okay, wait a minute. Right? Then you heard, okay. Then after Passing Me By, then E's the one who put me on to For Better and For Worse. Like For Better and For Worse is, oh my God, that was next level.
Yeah.
And then Other Fish was dope and stuff like that. So then, like, I just never was really a fan of Bizarre Ride, but I respect what Jay Swift did. Like it was next level. But when I heard Lab, oh my God. And what Dilla did, first of all, running is one of the best programmed records ever. Like the drum programming on Running is incredible.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then everything else, and then when we heard Drop, oh my God.
Well, I was just saying that I didn't really dig Drop until I heard your guys' remix.
Well, that was like a last minute thing because there was a young lady, a friend of ours named Carmelita Sanchez that worked over there. She called us up. She said, listen, these guys, they need a remix. Can you knock a remix out like in 24 hours? I said, send me the acapella. She sent it to me. I was just going through stuff and I just did that 1, 2, 3. And I sent it right back. Matter of fact, we went to the studio. That was what, 95 going into 96. We went in like the last week of the year, like maybe the week of New Year's Eve. Like, and you know, New York, it's crazy out here around that time. We were in D&D, not on New Year's, but like maybe the day before, mixing that record.
Wow.
And sending it to them, yeah.
Yeah, I think we sent the reel we ended up sending the reel to them.
Right.
And they relayed their vocals.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you listen, one of them said, "Oh, we're here with the beat nuts," and then they knew they messed up. Oh no, they said
he said beat junkie.
With the beat junkie. Then we said with the Beatminerz. So I was like, okay, you fix yourself, sir. You fix yourself.
But that mix, that was like, yo, I remember playing that. I was on Hot at the time.
Right.
And I debuted that on Hot, and people was like, yo, that's ill, what's that? Now, the funny thing is, the day I debuted that, I shouldn't, I'll say it. There was a particular person up there with an artist, and when I threw it on, they came in the DJ booth and was like, yo, what's that? I'm like, yo, me and my brother just did, this remix of Far Side. Yo, what you sample? I was like, I can't get into that. But down the line, they ended up using the sample too.
Wow.
Wow. Now I gotta go back.
Trust me, you know who it is. I mean, you know what? We grown ass men. It was Puffy. Puffy did it.
Yeah. Puffy was up at Hot 97 with Mary J. Blige. And he brought Mary J. Blige in the booth and was like, it's Mary J. Blige. I'm like, we know each other. and he was like, "Yo, what's that? What's that?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so anyway, back to Flatline's question. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Is there anything you can tell us about the new album?
I mean, what do you want to know? I'll tell you everything that you want to know.
When's it coming out? Who's on it?
Okay, I can't tell you that.
Working on it.
I can't tell you that. the only reason why I can't tell you that because we don't have a date yet. You know what we're doing? We're doing, and this is a Guy Route. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Guy Route. He's Pharoah Monch's
manager,
and he's a original vet in this game.
Yeah.
He basically was saying, yo, we need to do this like Grassroots. Around in 88, 87, I was working in a music factory in Jamaica, Queens, and I saw how records were sold and how records were made. I remember, God rest the dead, I remember how Biz Markie started. Biz Markie started with singles.
Yeah.
Make the Music was the first. Nobody Beats the Biz was the second.
Mm-hmm.
Pickin' Boogers was the third. And it was all built grassroots up. And that's how we're doing it this way. KRS-One, and it's going to be our first single. And then the next single is the remix with Tekka Steel on there, you know. And then the third single is going to be a big record. Like, we already got it ready to go.
Yeah.
Just waiting for the buzz on Seckle to die down, so then we could go, boom, here's another one. And then hopefully the record should follow after that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Right.
Nice.
So,
I love that. I love that you guys are doing singles. And
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not just putting the album out and then people, forget about it. Their attention span isn't there, and it, a week later, no one's talking about it.
Because that's where we come from. Both me and E. Right. We come from record stores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we already know how it works. Like, I remember seeing Biz coming into my store, or seeing Kane coming into my store, and hey, this is our new record that we just did with Marley and blah 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 and this and that. And that's how all the records was started. That's how Run DMC's career started. Sucker MCs was the first single.
Yeah.
Then after that was Jam Master Jay. Then after that it was Rock Bop. So you saw them build themselves up from the ground up.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
that's dope.
Yeah. No, that's great.
Yeah.
So since you're talking about going back, let's go back to the beginning when you guys got into making beats.
We could go back to the beginning when my mom brought him home from the hospital. I didn't want a little brother, but I got one.
Great.
Sometimes I still don't want him, but hey, I'm stuck with him.
Hey, the feeling is mutual.
No, I'm the older brother, so
yeah,
I did everything first. I DJ'd first. I produced first, and then E just followed me. Again, back to the music factory. I was always a DJ, but one day in 1988, right? I'm sorry to sound like an old man with a hat on my head. Back in my day, you know. In 1988, I used to, like I said, I worked at Music Factory, Jamaica, Queens. I was the manager there. And I was dibbling and dabbling in production. I really didn't take it serious.
Okay.
One day, Delight from Stetsasonic came in. Me and him were cool. And the era that we were in, we had everybody's album before the actual label had it. So, we would hear everybody's album before it came out. So he came in with this black cassette. Right? I said, yo, Walt, man, you gotta listen to this album. So I was like, whose album is this? He said, trust me, I'm not gonna tell you, but you my man, and I'm gonna give you this tape. So I said, okay. I popped the tape in. The album was It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. Yo, when I heard, first of all, I was not a Chuck. I was not a Public Enemy person. E would tell you.
Yo, this guy, let me tell you something. When Public Enemy #1 came out, I was like, yo, this record sounds ill. Yo, I gotta get it. And I ran around. And it's funny because I was working at the record store too.
Right.
And we didn't have it at my store.
Wow.
But I found it. I bought one copy at one place, and I bought the other copy at another place. Same thing with the album.
Wow.
I couldn't find the album. I bought one copy one place, another one another place. Yo, Public Enemy #1 was my record. And I would play it, and Walt would be like, that ain't it.
I said, what is that? That's annoying. Oh my God.
Whoa, I feel you. I felt the same way.
Right. I said, oh my God, why would they sample this part? This is annoying. Oh my God, this is crazy. But peep it though. Peep it. I was in love with Time Bomb, and Time Bomb to me was incredible. But I wasn't getting Public Enemy #1. So then I heard the album. I loved Man Up Will Matter. I don't feel emotion. Get it right. Right. I love that one. I love Sophisticated Bitch. I loved You're Gonna Get Yours. But I just Public Enemy #1, I couldn't get it. So one day, Red Alert, right? He plays this song. And all you heard was brothers and sisters. I'm like, okay, I hear the beat. Now, I didn't, we have mad James Brown records, but I just never really, I was always into James Brown, but like the real heads, they knew about the grunt and they knew about this and they didn't, when I heard Rebel Without a Pause, I said, these guys are geniuses. They mic'd up a teapot and they put fucking drummer behind it. These guys are incredible. And then I heard the scratches, Johnny Juice. I love Johnny Juice. That's my man.
Yeah.
Johnny Juice with the incredible. And I was friends with I was cool with Terminator X and Johnny Juice.
Yeah.
But Johnny Juice was like, yo, B, I did that. And I believed him. And when I heard those scratches, I said, yo, I never heard scratches like this before. Yo, this record is great. So that's Rebel Without a Pause. Months later, Bring the Noise. Boom, comes out. I'm like, yo, they're incredible. So I'm slowly becoming a fan. Yo, when I heard It Takes a Nation of Millions, and when Delight gave me that tape, I said, yo, this is what I want to do. I want to make beats. So to this day, when I talk to Chuck, when I talk to Hank Shockley, when I talk to Keith, I always say to them, you are the reason why Beatminerz is here. You are the reason why I'm here. Because when I heard Take a Nation of Millions, it changed my life.
Wow.
So when anybody asks me, yo, what's your favorite album? Like, and it could be for any genre. I say, yo, my favorite country album is It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. My funk album, It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. My favorite opera album, Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. For real.
Yeah.
Now the fight in our house is this.
Right.
Walt loves Takes a Nation of Millions. I love Fear of a Black Planet.
Yeah. I'm with you.
It's better than Take a Nation.
Yeah, you guys are high. You guys are
Listen.
That's what I'm saying.
Listen. I had the same exact experience that Walt had. Until I heard Rebel Without a Pause, then I was like, oh. So I'm just like, Walt, Walt, my man.
Yo, thank you. Yo, Rebel changed the game, yo.
Yeah.
And that was a B-side.
Yeah,
that was a B-side.
Yeah, Rebel was another level.
It was another level. Chuck was always nice on the mic. But when Rebel, that whole landscape, come on.
Yep. They had to fight for that too. To get it on there.
They did, right?
Yep. They did.
Yo, that's crazy.
That record changed again. Thank you, Red Alert. Thank you, Red Alert.
Uncle Red.
But yeah, no, I love Nations. But when I heard Fear of a Black Planet, I thought, well, they just took what they did with Nations and they perfected it.
Nah.
Because Fear of a Black Planet for me is an album that every time I hear it, I can still hear something different that I might have missed.
Yeah.
I thought
so much going on.
I thought Fear of a Black Planet, I thought the production was all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, see, and I kind of know why. I don't want to really just go there.
Right.
I know why it happened, but it wasn't like it was like to me. Nations was in a box, right? It was nicely packed in a box. It wasn't, when you open a box and everything is just nicely put together. You got the bubble wrap right. You got the little paper right. That's what Nation was to me. It was nice bubble wrap package.
Oh man,
Fear of a Black Planet was dope stuff, but it was just no bubble wrap, no plastic, nothing. It was just This is an interlude. That was an interlude, yo.
Dope.
Yep. Great.
Dope.
Yep. Dope.
Shit
is crazy. Yep.
Yo, Walt's my best friend, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's our biggest argument.
Yo, I'm a music snob. Like anybody would tell you. Yo, all my friends, they would say, yo, Walt doesn't like nothing. And if I'm trying to debate with you on something, I'm bringing all facts to the table. Like, hey, this is what it's supposed to sound. Yo, you could ask Premier, you could ask Q-Tip, you could ask Funkmaster Flex. All of them would tell you, yo, Walt don't like nothing.
Yeah, yo, Walt, how that sound? Yo, that's whack, yo. Yo, E, that's trash.
Right.
Oh man.
So after hearing Nations, decide you wanted to be a producer. What was the next step? Where did it go from there?
I started getting more serious with the production, and I just started. I was always like into breakbeats, and we didn't even call them breakbeats back in the days. We called them uptowns.
Yeah,
because you had to go uptown to go get them. So like I was heavily into that. Just hearing, I had the old Cold Crush tapes and the whole old Treacherous 3 and Grandmaster Flash and Theodore. Like my favorite DJ, God rest his dead, was WizKid and DST. Those was like my favorite DJs. Yeah. So I would hear that stuff and all the breaks that they were using. I would try to go find all these breaks, right? And like I said, we had to go uptown for them because my knowledge of records now is different than my knowledge of records back in 1980, 81, where I just was like, okay, I got to find my way on a train to go uptown to 42nd Street to Music Factory in 42nd Street, or go somewhere and go buy these break beats that were on bootleg 12 inches.
Yeah.
So you would have Funky President on one side and Long Red on the other side, or Big Beat on one side, or Cool as Back on the other side.
Beat records.
And that's what we would get. And we would get those records and use those records. Yeah. Yep. And then all the common records like Walk This Way and To Be Real, we can find that at regular record stores.
Yeah.
Right.
But records like Funky President, we would have to go uptown to go and get that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What was the first equipment that you got?
SK1.
You guys, I hope you're full. I hope you're
SK1.
Ready. I hope you guys are ready for a bunch of old family stories, because that's
please.
Yeah.
First DJ equipment.
Well, no, I was like production equipment.
SK1, I guess.
Yeah. Casio SK1.
Casio SK1.
And then we there was a sampler. Yamaha had their sampler out. I can't remember the name.
What about when did we get the RZ1? We had the RZ1.
Nah, we got that after we got the Yamaha joint.
Okay.
The Yamaha joint was something that we bought right after the Casio SK1.
Okay.
Because it looked the same like the SK1, but it was cleaner. Right. It was clearer.
Okay.
Then we went and got the SK100. SK8, like, we was wilding. We was bugging.
But we never had enough money to buy the actual
joints.
Kai 900 and the SP. To tell you the truth, we didn't buy our equipment until we got our money from Into the Stage.
Yeah.
When we got our royalty money from Into the Stage, and before we started the Shining, that's when we went to go buy equipment.
Buy real equipment.
Before when we did Into the Stage, we were sampling on the SK1 or the SK100, putting
No,
it on cassette, and then
we
taking
was
it to the
using
studio.
Walt. When we did Enter the Stage, that's when
Right.
we had the 612.
We had our Akai 612. This
Yeah.
was a sampler. This is why our filters sounded the way it did, because
Yeah.
we were using that sampler, but it didn't read no MIDI, so that we used the SK1 to trigger it.
Wow.
No,
Yeah.
we used the RZ one to trigger it.
Boy, you goddamn continue correcting me.
Yeah, because you're saying the SK1.
We used the SK1 to loop it. We looped it. You used to put a playing card to hold the key down so the loop could be continuous.
Okay. No, that wasn't the SK1. That was the 100.
I don't give. You gonna make me curse on this?
See, here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing.
You gonna make me curse on the show, man?
The 612 needed a trigger.
Right.
So what we would do is we would truncate the sample on the 612.
Yeah.
Hook it up via MIDI to the 1000. I mean to the Casio 100.
Okay.
And that's how we would loop. But then eventually we got a drum machine called the RZ1.
The Casio RZ1.
Casio RZ1.
Y'all know the song "You Can Have Your Cake and Eat It Too," Nice and Smooth.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That hi hat, that loud hi hat.
Yeah.
That was the Casio RZ1.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
And it's
Okay.
like we ended up using that to sequence.
Right.
Wow.
But the 612 only sampled one sample at a time. So you're only sequencing one sample at a time.
Right.
So what you have to do is you have to oversample again to put something else on.
Ah.
So it took us 9 days to make a 3-minute song.
Yeah.
God
Yeah.
damn.
Wow.
We did it though.
Yeah. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Man.
I used to do a similar thing. I would loop sections to 4-track tape
Right.
and then resample it
Right.
Yeah.
when you layer up stuff. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, with the 4-track, what happened was we had a 4-track, then we bought an 8-track.
Right.
And I learned how to lay Simpty
Oh yeah.
on the tape.
Yeah.
So that way we can at least, now we have we could loop up some drums
Yeah.
and we can lay that down.
Yeah.
And we can loop this up and we can lay that down and everything still stays on beat.
Stay on beat.
Mhm.
Yeah. Wow.
Well,
Like that-
we used to put a lot of our stuff on cassette,
Yeah.
take it to D&D. First, we was in Calliope.
The
Right,
worst studio ever.
We started the Black Moon album in Calliope,
Okay.
right? And so we recorded Powerful Impact. What else did we call it? Niggas talk. Can we curse here?
Sure.
Okay, niggas talk shit. We recorded that in Calliope, and
Okay.
we started the album in Calliope, and then one night we used to always have midnight to 6 a.m. sessions. So one night the owner, he was like, okay, I'm going home. He left the studio open with his manager, and we were recording, I think, Powerful Impact that night, and Havoc came to visit us because we was trying to get Havoc for You the Man on the album.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, Havoc tripped the alarm. Chris, the owner of Calliope, he lived in Jersey, and Calliope was already on 30th and 9th. He had to drive back to Manhattan. He was tight. He said, "That's it, you guys. I'm kicking you out. You guys can't come back here ever again. I don't want you here." Blah blah blah. So we was like, "Fuck your studio," right? So we were looking for a new studio to record at, and we bumped into Premier somewhere. Like I guess he was going to Nervous, and Premier was like, "Yo, we're at D&D. Come over here."
Mm.
Yeah.
And he brought us over to D&D, and from that day we was in D&D for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's funny because Premier was like, "Yo, come to D&D." He went to D&D. He showed me his room, Studio B, and I was like, "Yo, this is dope." Then I walked into Studio A, and was like, that room is dope, but this is it.
Right. That was our room.
And we lived in Studio A until they closed.
Yep.
From 93 until they closed.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I still got the keys to D&D on my keychain.
Oh, that's dope.
That's because you're a hoarder. That's why.
Nah, D&D was that spot, man.
Yeah.
No, that's dope. Yeah. That's dope. Okay, I gotta ask because I was looking online and I haven't been able to find any clarification. Can we talk about the Papa Large remix?
All right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, we can. But I love talking about it because we always set the story straight with that.
Yes,
Yeah.
So
please.
when Beatminerz started, Beatminerz started in the hallowed halls of Music Factory, Jamaica, Queens. Right?
Right.
So the original crew was Evil Dee, Mr. Walt, Baby Paul, and this guy Ike Lee.
Okay.
Now Ike Lee, he was the hot underground producer at the time. Like everybody, a lot of your favorite records, your favorite producers didn't produce them. Ike Lee did it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He did a lot of records that he never got the credit for.
Yeah.
Wow.
He
Okay.
did King of the Beat, Mantronics. He
Wow.
did a lot of stuff. He did a lot of stuff that he never got credit for.
Yeah.
Really?
So he was working. He had the opportunity to do that Ultramagnetic remix. So being that our crew was just coming up, he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna name this. I'm gonna call it the Beatminerz remix. So this is our thing." And I just felt honored. I was like, "Yo, thank you, man. Like that would be dope." So it came out and it blew up. But I always tell people, "Nah, that wasn't me and E. Like Ike is the one who opened the door.
Wow.
Beatminerz was my brainchild."
Mm-hmm.
But Ike was the one who opened the door for us, who made it possible us, who started us, and then me and E, we took it further.
Gotcha.
Here's another thing that I don't know if y'all knew this or not. Before the name Beatminerz,
Right.
the name of the production was Black Moon Productions.
Wow.
Right.
And when we, Walt changed the name to Beatminerz, we was like, yo, can we have that name for our crew? He was like, sure, and that's how the name Black Moon came about.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Right.
That's crazy.
Head Snack. What's up, Head Snack? Shout out to Head Snack in the place. He wants to know, do you guys still have your original equipment?
Still have it.
Yep, still got it.
Every last piece of equipment we had back in the days is still here.
Wow.
I did a live maybe in the beginning of the year, and I showed the 612 and the RZ1.
That's dope.
And
now, if you pull this equipment down to show people, you will be walking out of here with asthma. So I'm just letting you guys know.
Nah, I clean the equipment every so often. So, But
Man, I wish I still had my SK1. That shit was.
We don't have that though. We don't have that.
That we don't have.
That we don't have.
Okay.
Like any of the older stuff like that, we don't got.
We still have the RZ1. We still have the 612. We still have all the 900s
and the 950s.
We still have the SP.
Yeah.
He still has all his 2000s, and
I
have somewhat of a museum up here. So I still have my SP. I still have a 2000. I still have a 3000. But they're all in plastic.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I can't. Once I learn a new piece of equipment, I automatically forget all my old equipment.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
Now down here, I got a SB12 turbo, SB1200, Kai 950, 2000 XL, my Juno, and then I got the equipment I use now.
What are you using now?
The MPC Renaissance.
Okay.
If I'm on the road, I use an MPC Studio.
Yeah.
The old one, not the new one.
Okay.
And Ableton. Ableton and Pro Tools.
Yeah. And I use I have 2 studios. I have one here and one in Denver. but in both of them they have SP. MPC-1.
You ain't got no SP.
No, I got an MPC-1. I just use the MPC-1 and I don't use like anything that I need to be fine-tuned. I just take it to E. Like E's the tech guy in Beatminerz. Like as you can see, being that I have a Fred Flintstone computer, E is the tech guy. Like all the technical stuff, E is the guy. If you want to know about music and who played on what record and what drums are those and what loop is this and Mr. Walt is your guy. Yeah. But the technical guy who's the geek is Evil Dee.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like, when we work on beats, like I'm always all right, let me sample this and da 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 da, and I'm on the grid, but I'm off the grid. The main points are on the grid.
Yeah.
Walt isn't on the grid. Now I got to put him on the grid.
Hell no. Yeah. Grids are for nerds.
Yeah, you keep saying that, but you work in a grid whether you like it or not. Once you sample, you're in the grid, buddy. But it's like, like with me, I just try to make sure that I keep us ahead technology-wise.
Yeah.
And I also learned how to flip like Ableton so that it sounds like I'm on my SP.
Yeah.
And on my 950. But if I ever want to go back home, my equipment's still plugged in.
Right.
So I can, if I really need something to sound like a SP or a 950, I can just go sample it and just dump it back into Ableton.
Yeah. Yep.
So, but at the end of the day, like, I know how to flip plugins and everything to make it sound like I want it to sound.
Yeah.
There's no, like, people talk, oh, it sound warmer and this and that. No, there's no excuse. Not no more.
Right.
Not no more. Like back in the days, yeah, it was, we did need it to sound warmer. Now there's no excuse. Like, if you can't mix in digital, then there's a problem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You have a big problem on your hands.
Yeah.
Plus, in order for us to keep this thing alive, we have to adapt to new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because when Walt usually is like he's not the tech dude, but Walt is ahead of me with the NPCs because he uses the X, he uses the 1. I'm on the Renaissance and I'm still on the old software because I like the way that moves better than the new software.
Yeah.
Walt is like up to date with his software and it's bananas.
Is there a certain division of labor between you guys? Like, one person will do one certain thing, or is it just kind of a mix and match of whatever works at the time?
It's a mix and match.
Yeah, mix and match.
Yeah. There's certain songs that he's done by himself. Yeah. And there's certain songs that I've done. Like he did Who Got the Props by himself. I did How Many MCs by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
But we worked together on like let's see, Bucktown. We worked together on Bucktown.
Oh.
Plus we mix all our records together.
And we mix all our records together, yeah.
Except Bucktown.
Right.
Bucktown I was sick.
Right.
Oh, okay.
I kept for some reason every time we had to go to the studio to mix Bucktown, I would get sick.
Right.
So Walt mixed Bucktown.
Right.
Oh. Record is ridiculous.
Yeah.
and so is Who Got the Props was my introduction to Black Moon. It was just
man. Yeah.
No, he did his thing.
What I would do is I would just go when Walt would go to work, just go downstairs, steal his records.
Right. That's how all this started. I would go to work and he would do a little brother thing and run downstairs, touch my equipment while I'm gone, and then make sure before I get home from work that everything is back to the way it is.
Ooh,
and he would bring his 2 little ruffian friends over, 5 and Buckshot. And I'm like, why are these 2 little kids in here? Get that! Everybody, get out! Yeah.
So when did you first hear the what was going on, Walt?
They were. I knew about their demo, and I heard their demos, And eventually I will find out because, you know, I'm like, how are you guys making a demo and I'm not seeing you down here? So I'm like, okay, they will come downstairs and play. So they made the demo. And Who Got the Props was even on the demo. It was a bunch of other songs. Feminine Hood was the song called Feminine Hood.
Yeah.
What else was on the demo? Nothing off of Into the Stages on the demo.
Feminine Hood, right? Fuck It Up. Fuck It Up didn't make the album. Fuck It Up is the B-side to Who Got the Props.
And that was the first beat I did for them was Fuck It Up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it's like we got signed. Black Moon got signed for a record called Feminine Hood.
Right.
Now what happened was me and Walt was in Manhattan, and we bumped into Large Professor. As a matter of fact, I think we was going to Battery to meet up with Q-Tip.
Right.
Wow.
So we bumped into Large Professor, and Walt was like, "Yo, so what you working on?" And Large Professor was like, "Yo, I just worked with this guy, got arrested dead, Apache, and he got this record coming out called Gangsta Bitch."
Yeah.
And when he said that, I was like, "No!" in my head, no, because Feminine Hood was the same subject matter of Gangsta Bitch. Because Large Professor started explaining what Gangsta Bitch was.
Yeah.
So when I got home, I called Buck's crib because this is pre-cell phone.
Yeah.
I called Buck's crib and was like, "Yo, Buck, I got bad news, B. Like, we can't put that Feminine Hood record out because, I told him what was going on, and what happened was the Who Got the Props beat was a beat that I made that Buck would freestyle to at the end of the show.
Oh, wow.
And he was like, "Yo, let's take that freestyle beat and let's do something to it."
Yeah.
He said, because that could be our record.
Yeah.
And he wrote, Buck wrote Who Got the Props right here at the kitchen table.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? And
God damn, man. I mean, that single was just like, what is this? At the time, I just remember seeing the video. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It was incredible to me. I remember where I was. It's one of those, like, you remember where you were when you first heard it or saw the video.
Yeah, the next day we all started wearing backpacks. Like I was saying.
Wow. Okay.
You know what's funny? I remember, like, when we dropped the record, right? Like, I was like, "Yo, it's big in New York," because, like, New York, like, we dropped the record, and Kid Capri was the first one to play it. He played it. He was on BLS at the time. He played it on BLS, and he played it on a Friday. Then Red played it. And then, like, Saturday, we had the Ill Saturday Night lineup, which was like the Awesome Two, the Kevin Keith and the Dirty Dozen, DNA Hank Love, and they all played it.
Wow.
When that happened, I was like, I think we're on to something. But what really made me know that things was rocking was, like, maybe a couple months later, we went to go do a show. And the show was in Toronto. And it's funny because the show was with the Far Side.
Oh, wow.
So we went to Toronto to do a show, to do a Black Moon show. And I walked out on stage, and everybody was dressed up. They had backpacks. They had Timberlands. And a bunch of them looked like Buckshot. When I walked in and I seen that, I said, "Yo, we're doing something right."
Yep.
Like, that was it for me. Like, I was like, "Yo, they really like us." Like, word?
Wow.
Yeah, but it's like, and it's funny because that was, there was no internet or nothing.
Yeah.
It took that record a year to spread from the East Coast to the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It took a whole year.
Yep.
But when the record hit, it was like, I was like, "Yo, this is ill." Like, who knew?
Right.
Who knew?
Yep.
And then it's like, from there, just forget about it.
Yeah. It's a new sound, man. New sound.
Yeah, but that's what like one thing me and Walt, like, we always try to, we our sound is our sound.
Yeah.
And remember back then there was no biting.
Right.
So you had to make your own sound. You had to do what you had to do. And then I also felt that as being in my crew, I'm the DJ. I gotta provide the music. So that's even includes me producing.
Yeah.
You know, and basically what I was really doing was just act like I was Walt, but But yeah, but that's what it is. Beatminerz. We just do what we do.
And the remixes that you guys did.
Oh yeah.
Didn't hurt either.
Oh my God.
I'm not even gonna front. Like I got you open remix.
Yeah.
Buckshot's idea.
Yeah, that was Buckshot's idea.
Oh,
That was
man.
all Buckshot.
That's one of my favorite remixes ever.
We did it, but Buckshot was the one who said, "Yo, I want to rhyme." He didn't even know, like he didn't even say Barry White. I want to rhyme off that Little Daddy Shane, Big Daddy King record.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I was like, "What?"
Yeah,
Wow.
Now keep in mind, sorry, E, but
That's
keep
cool.
in mind, we came up like our production graduating class and the people that we were with, like Q-Tip gave me my name, Mr. Walt.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yes, on the
Q-Tip, what's Music Factory without Mr. Walt? That's me. Right?
Oh yeah.
Right. So Q-Tip gave me my name. So I'm coming up with Q-Tip. I'm coming up with Large Professor. I'm coming up with like all these other producers. Of course, Pete Rock is a part of our production thing. Buck Wow, Lord Finesse, Showbiz, DJ Premier. Like we all are coming up together as one.
Right.
So our goal, even though we were all friends, our goal was we always had to outdo each other with music.
Yeah.
So what we would do is we would the goal was who would find the most obscure loop, who would use the drums that no one else had never used before, and blah blah blah, this and that. So that was me and E's goal, to stay ahead of them, or at least stay in time with them.
Right.
So Buck doesn't come from that school. So Buck goes, "Yeah, I want to sample. I want you to loop up this Little Daddy Shane, Big Daddy King record." So we knew it was Barry White. So in my head, I'm going, "What? No!" So I'm fighting with him. He's like, "Trust me, Walt. Trust me. I'm telling you, it's gonna work. It's gonna work." And I was like, "All right, let's do it." And if I was stubborn, E would go, "I'll do it. Let's do it." Blah, 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 blah. So when you got like both of us, one is good cop, I'm always the bad cop. So we went, that shit, it popped off. It popped off.
The funny thing is, Buck wanted that for Enter the Stage.
Oh.
He wanted that for a record on Enter the Stage, and we was like, "Oh hell no," because we already recorded Enter the Stage. Like the pre-production for Enter the Stage was done here at my house.
Okay.
And we at least had an outline on a couple of the records that we was going to do. We already, because back then, we would do pre-production, then we'd go to the studio.
Right.
And it's like everything was done for Enter the Stage. He was like, "Yo, so we got to do that Big Daddy Shane, Little Daddy shit." "Nah, we ain't doing that." And finally, what ended up happening was, because Buck is very persistent. "Yo, E, you got that record." Because finally I told him it was Barry White. I said, "Yo, E, that Barry White, that Barry White, yo." And I'd be like, "Nah, man." So one day, finally, he was like, "Yo, E." And I said, "You know what? And what I used to do back then was this. When I had to run around and do whatever I had to do, if I wanted to really loop up a record, I still, as a matter of fact, I still do that to this day. If I want to loop up a record and I really want to loop it up, I will listen to nothing but that record all day. And I had a Walkman. I had a 5-minute tape. That Barry White record was on each side of the tape. And I just ran around listening to that record. By the time I got home, I knew where there was an empty kick at. I knew there was an empty snare. That whole record is the Barry White record.
Right.
Wow.
The drums, everything is the Barry White record. So because the other day Walt was saying to me, "Yo, man, that's our no drums record," because you know how they loop with no drums.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Nah, I actually chopped everything." Because if you listen to the record, you hear the snare snap and you hear the kick drum is a little bit heavier.
Yep.
But still in all, like I put it together, played it for Walt, and Walt was like, "Yo, that's hot. Let's go."
Yeah.
And then me and Walt went into D&D and we did what we did.
Yeah, it was funny because listening to End of the Stage, you wouldn't expect that because you guys were going for more obscure samples.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that.
Yeah.
But when that remix dropped, it was like, oh wow, it's the Barry White joint, but god damn, this is just so ill.
So ill.
Like I
And
said,
the flow on it.
Right, it was the flow. But
Yeah.
our thing was we was trying to stay ahead of all the people that we came in the door with.
Yeah.
So we was just like everybody was trying to outdo each other. In the 90s,
Right.
all the
Yeah.
producers,
Yeah.
especially all the New York producers, we were all friends, but we was trying to outdo each other.
Yeah.
And then what we would do is we would invite each other to all our recording sessions. So
Yeah.
like when Tip was in Battery, he would be like, yo, I'm in Battery tonight. We're like, okay. And we all go down to Battery and hear what he's working on. And then when we leave, we're like, yo, I got to go and make something better than that.
Right.
And that's why all the albums in the 90s were dope. That's why. Because we all was like, yo, I got to outdo this guy. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. Me and E, we have Premiere next door. So every time Premiere's working on something, blah, 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 we will go, yo, we got to try to outdo that.
Oh, my God.
Preem will hear something and go, yo, I got to try to outdo that.
Yeah.
So that's the way we was. We needed that competition. Like a few years ago, I posted something on Instagram and I said, yo, you know what's missing in the game? Our friendly competition. We need that.
Yep.
We need that. When someone's working on something, that we all go down to that session and listen and go, yo, I gotta go home and make something better.
Yo.
Yeah.
Plus, I also feel like, with the whole going to each other's sessions, like that is definitely needed because right now everybody's recording by themselves in their little corners.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's definitely needed to get back to going to sessions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one thing that's needed. Music right now is selfish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Music is very selfish, and I feel that that's definitely part of the reason because nobody's hanging out.
Yeah.
Nobody's going, back. It's like we're all just in our little hubs.
Didn't I say that? I said that to my son today. I said, yo, your music is selfish. You're selfish music. I said, you guys don't want to put drums in your songs now because you're selfish. You're just making it for yourself. You're not making it for us.
No, we did radio. We did Sirius today, and Walt was saying that on the air. But yeah, man, like music right now, like I don't care. Like I'm always gonna produce. Like they call it overproducing or whatever, but I'm always gonna have the heavy bass lines. I'm always gonna have the drums.
Oh yeah.
That's not overproduction. Who's that?
No,
I said the new cats call it overproduction.
Yeah.
Like I can't just loop up something and go, yo, that's it, son.
Right.
Like I can't, and no disrespect to anybody that's doing it. You know what I'm saying? If that's how you roll, that's how you roll.
Right.
I just feel if I gave you something like that, I cheated.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Doesn't feel like you put the work in, right?
Yeah,
right.
like here you go. Here's your little loop-de-loop. I gotta leave.
Yeah.
And especially now with Ableton and like Ableton, like Walter tell you, Walter come down here and go, yo, I need you to yo, I can't I need you to put this to the grid so I could put the drums on the right. And like 10 seconds later, I'm like, here you go. Because it's so fast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But
Hey, speaking of bass lines, can we talk about Buck 'em Down real quick?
Okay.
Buck 'em Down was an Evil Dee brainchild.
That bass line is
That's that. I'm gonna tell you what that is. That's that nasty, dirty 950 S950 filter.
It's so dope.
I don't know what they had in that 950.
They did right.
But whatever it was, like when you filter something down, you have to filter it down almost all the way down.
Yeah.
Not all the way.
Right.
Almost all the way. That, and then, you know, this piece of equipment, this outboard gear, because, you know, now it's plugins.
Right.
But this piece of outboard gear that we used to use, I'm not going to tell you what it is because I don't want nobody up on what's going on. That and the 950, your filters will be incredible.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Your filters will be incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
But that right there, like, hey, I'm gonna put y'all up on something. The remix to Buck 'Em Down.
Yeah.
What happened was we laid Buck 'Em Down. We laid Buck 'Em Down at Calliope.
Oh, the original?
Yeah. So when we did that and we bought the reels to D&D, when we was doing the remix, what we would do when we do the remixes, we would take the original reel, throw it up, and start working from there.
Right.
For some reason, I don't know what we did at Calliope, but the SP and the 950 would not lock up to the original reel.
Yeah.
So I was sitting there, Max. I was like, yo, like, the idea that I had was, you know, I wanted to use the same drums as the original.
Right.
I just wanted to use a different part of the record.
Right.
So what ended up happening was we couldn't lock up. So that record basically is me blending.
Wow.
That's why it sounds the way it sounds.
Shit.
It's a DJ record.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. It's just me blending and, you know, stop and go. And then I'm scratching in the choruses. Then at the end, I blend out that long ass end.
That's crazy, man.
Now, and it's funny because somebody asked me, they say, yo, what sampler did you use? Because I do not remember sampling that long.
Right.
I'm like, listen to the record. I'm scratching everything in.
Damn.
So that record is one big DJ record.
That's great.
And then Buck just came behind with the different flow.
Yeah.
To the week, what we do, Buck 'Em Down, Word Life.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
Michael Weiss didn't know what he had, boy.
Yeah.
He didn't know what he had.
Like, you know, and the thing about it was nothing to do because when we did our demos, I did a lot of blending on the demos.
Yeah.
So to sit in a professional studio and do the same thing is much easier.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's like, yo, yeah, Mike didn't know what he did.
Did y'all produce The Shining during the winter? Because that's the ultimate winter album.
Like we started work on The Shine in the summertime.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is like, that album is right now. Like I'll go out later on, throw on The Shine. I'll just be like, it's like the ultimate winter album. God, man.
Is it because it came out like it was released in January?
No, but it feels like it. Like it's something to it. It feels like cold. It's like just hard hitting. It's boots on the sidewalk. It's crazy.
Yeah, the vibe.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yo.
Now we started work on our record in the summer. Yeah. And we didn't finish. We finished it late fall. Yeah. Late fall. And then January was the release date.
Smith & Wesson was our break the rules artists. Because what we did was like when they first got in the studio, they wasn't used to I rhyme first, then you go in and I rhyme second.
Yeah.
We basically set up two mics and had them facing each other, and that's how they laid all their vocals.
Wow.
Yeah.
Engineer was like, I don't know if that's cool because it's gonna leak. We don't care.
Yeah.
We just want that sound. And Kieran, who was our engineer at the time, he just was like, let's do it. Like he told me the warning. I said, nah, this is what I want. He said, okay, let's do it. Kieran's the best.
Hey, real quick, guys. We have a special guest in the house. Bring him on real quick.
Okay.
Come to say what's up. Ladies and gentlemen, a friend of the show, Mr. Chuck D.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, D? What's up, Mr. Walt?
Show you, man. This guy's the reason why I'm here.
Yep.
No, we all here because hey, listen, man. I to get into the Sonics and talk about the innovation and the pioneering, those are the conversations that y'all been having for years, and it's an honor to always salute you on all of those innovations that so many people came in the studios after y'all left and was beneficiaries, right?
Mhm.
So we know that was something that happened back in the day. It's like once you develop the technique, then if you couldn't own the studio, you couldn't own the engineer, and you couldn't get the bookings because the next cast that came in would book up, but the techniques were still laying around in the studio. So salute out to everybody. To me, the Beatminerz is significant because of your radio forays, and talk to the audience just about those innovations and radio, because one thing is the making the records and getting down and doing that, but also to staying in the mosh pit of being competitive, making the records, but also knowing what's out there and putting them into your radio programming. Beatminerz Radio to me was inspirational to do things at Rap Station for years. I've been doing Yankee Don't Stop radio show, which is inspired by a bunch of different things, but also you're part of that inspiration. So tell me just about that energy, just to know that you got to stay in the mosh pit amongst the creators to sometimes create in that mix, and also just to be competitive outside that box.
Man. You know why? Because look, I mean, I started, I'm a big fan of radio. Like I came up listening to the Frankie Crockers and the Carlos De Jesuses and all that. And I just when hip hop first came up in radio, I was there. And I just saw it grow. And it's just the way everything, I just wanted to be that person. When I was a kid, running around Bushwick, I was trying to find a block party just to hear what was the new thing. You know what I'm saying? And then I took that, I became a DJ myself. And then I just started working in Music Factory, Jamaica, Queens. I was the manager over there. And then I just started meeting everybody. I just started gaining knowledge and at the same time listening to what was around me, listening to Red Alert play and listening to Marley and Magic and listening to, early in the 80s, listening to teams, the world famous Supreme Team and Jerry Bloodrock and all these guys. And I just absorbed everything. To this day, I still absorb it. I still, because that's why we started Beatminerz Radio. We started Beatminerz Radio because we were a fan of hip hop radio and the way radio was and the way radio is.
Tell us about 88 hip hop, because that was the first online anything I remember of like we gonna do this in the computer, and they were very inspirational.
That's our Evil Dee thing right there.
Yeah, well, what happened was 88 hip hop was part of the Pseudo Online Network, and it was Randy and Mark.
Right.
They started 88 hip hop. They called me up one day and was like, "Look, we like what you're doing." Up at because at the time I was on Hot 97, and they was like, "Yo, we like what you're doing with your show up at Hot. Can you help us make 88 hip hop kind of like more radio, not radio friendly, but more like a radio format?" And when they brought me in and I started changing, I started helping them with 88 hip hop, they was like, "Yo, why don't you also do a show here too?" And I was like, "Yo, well, we're going to do a show called Beatminerz Radio, and I'm going to bring my team in." It was like, "No problem. Whatever you want to do, you could do." And that's how Beatminerz Radio, like in 1996.
Wow.
Right.
And it's like 88 hip hop was the mother, and Beatminerz was right there. And it's like, yo, we just sat there and we just pushed that envelope. We was like, yo, like we would argue with Pseudo because Pseudo would always add more technology on, and I'm like, yo, cats in the hood don't even have internet yet. So we can't go too fast. And I used to always tell them that. They never listen. So we used to keep, like with 88 hip hop, we had it at a low frequency and a high, and the whatever frequency they was moving at.
Right.
What did we watch? How did we listen to Pseudo? It was like
I had
Prime. It was Prime Star or something like that.
Nah, I had some internet thing that you plugged into your phone.
Right.
I didn't even have a computer back then.
Right, we didn't have a computer.
It was crazy, right?
Yeah, like I had something you plugged into your TV. I cannot remember the name of it. You plugged it into your TV, and you would go on the internet like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And I would watch what's going on at Pseudo and be like, yo, that's trash. Yo, that's trash. I'm going to kill that when I get in. And up at Pseudo, they had a computer there for me that I never touched.
And where were they located at? Where was Pseudo located?
They was located on the corner of Broadway and Houston. Yeah, and it's like, yo, like, it's you know, like once we got in the door, I'm telling everybody, yo, y'all need to come down here and do an interview because this is your way of hitting. Because at the time, Europe was big on the internet,
right?
And I was like, yo, this is your way to reach Europe. And I remember telling record execs about it, and them laughing at me.
Wow.
I remember telling cats, yo, you need to come down here, and they was like, whatever. Like I remember, Redman and Method Man came down. And when they came down and everybody seen them there, all of a sudden everybody started calling us.
Wow.
And I remember Marley Marl came down and I gave him a tour. A week later, Marley Marl had Future Flavors.
Huh.
And I was so happy that Marley did that. Like, you know, because Marley was another internet dude that a lot of people sleep on.
Right.
Because Future Flavors was on the internet back then too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, yo, Pseudo was ahead of his time.
And what happened? And what happened? They didn't listen to you and Walt enough, right?
Yeah, what happened was Beatminerz Radio left because they, you know, we had a fallout with the whole budgets and all that. Like we never had a budget. We was doing everything out of our pocket.
Right.
And finally, when I stepped to them about, yo, we need a budget and we need to do this and we need to improve this and that and we need to stop moving ahead of technology, no one was listening and we left. And then 6 months later, it crashed. Wow. That was when all the .com companies crashed.
Yeah, what was it? 2001? We started Rap Station, Bring the Noise. Like when Doc Flatline? 1999, 2000.
Yeah.
And 88 hip hop was a focal point in it. But in Pseudo, less Pseudo, more 88 hip hop, more what the Beatminerz were doing. And then, but eventually, you know, it fell out of focus and nobody knew where to go. But it was like, well, fuck all that. We just want to play hip hop, unfiltered, unadulterated, straight out, peer to peer. But then it all started collapsing around us. You know, we're the only ones like standing because you couldn't really put a dime or a nickel to it. Yeah. But it was a period where we were telling people like, yo, man, bring us your record. It's like, why bring you our record? It's like, yeah, because when you go up, and I know this is one thing that struck me, D and Walt. One time I went up to 97, Hot 97 at that particular time, and I was flabbergasted, right? By a stack of 12 inches that was as tall as a 14-year-old kid. But they just had no jackets. They had no jackets, and it was just a stack of wax. Because I think all the DJs would come up there and just take the jackets.
Yeah.
Right. But and I would see like, damn, man, we keep asking the record labels for this, and Motown, the guy, like, I see 12 copies of Latifah's records stacked up with no covers. And I was like saying at the time, it's like, damn, man, if only they could acknowledge us as being somebody to send these damn records to, because we sure ain't buying them. Yeah, but that was something. But Beatminerz was very, very, very influential in that beginning alchemy. Thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
man.
Like I was telling everybody, yo, you, Hank, Keith, Norm, Johnny Juice, even Flavor, y'all the reasons why we are here. I was telling them the story. Every time the anniversary for Nations comes around, I always hit you guys up on social media and say, yo, guys, thank you. Because if it wasn't for y'all, Mr. Walt Evil Dee would not be here. Because I was telling them, the light came into my job, Music Factory in Jamaica, Queens, and gave me a black cassette that had nothing on it. And I listened to that shit, and I said, this is what I want to do. I want to make beats. That's what it was, bro.
Yeah, those things are a team effort. That's what made it. That's what made us kin spirit. Seeing y'all do it, and Buck and everybody, you know, and Black Moon Legacy, and it's like one thing we knew without even knowing the details. It's like, yo, they assembly squad. They are. It's like looking at Star Trek. You know what I'm saying?
And we even though everybody pairs off and do other things, we always come together when we need to come together. Like, even though, you know, they make records with this person and we make records with that person, we still all come together when we need to come together. We will always be brothers. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. And like I said, when it's needed, we always come together. Matter of fact, next week, we're in the studio mixing their new album with Knife Wonder.
Oh, yeah. Hey, all we gotta do is study the '60s and seeing how all those, you know, finding out Bobby Womack stayed at Sly's studio and Neil Young worked with Rick James, but then gets with Crosby, who was with the Byrds and all that. So the more you study the histories, you're able to make parallels and you're able to look at your thing and say, well, shit, we're having the best time of our lives just doing what we do. Nothing could be better. And this is where people that don't understand, not only do they get envious, but they get confused. Or not only do they get confused, but they get envious because they look at us and like, why the fuck are y'all still happy?
That's true.
Right. That's true. That's true. That's true.
You know, your relationship with your art and your muse is at times ends up being the biggest relationship that puts that smile on your face, and anybody on the outside is like, fuck you.
Right. You're right.
Yo.
You're right.
I'm not gonna hog the questions. I just came to give you all a salute. I'm on the other side watching this, looking in, big up the Flatline, Ultra Mag, Jenny, and everybody out here. You know, we over 100 deep, but you know, it's more than this, what we call podcasts. These are historical relationship. You know, I don't call them flowers, but they flowers. You know what I'm saying? Because
there you go.
It gets into the detail, and the time where the attention span is 8 seconds.
Yeah.
Detail is everything, and y'all are talking to y'all are like talking to like Tesla and shit. So when y'all start talking that beats and filters and shit like that, and C-Doc starts like lighting up and Ultra Mag and Flatline be like, oh, and Jenny, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just go watch this from the outside. Salute. Thank y'all.
Salute,
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Chuck.
Thanks.
Ultra Mag.
Yes, sir.
Do you know your Instagram page is on fire, sir? Yo, I love your Instagram page, yo.
Yeah, your Instagram page is bananas.
It's
Thank you.
Fire.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's all good, bro. It's all good.
Am I following?
No, I am. Shit, I am.
Let me tell y'all. Let me tell you about me on Instagram, right? I see a lot of stuff, and sometimes I forget to hit that follow button. But I always see your stuff. Always comes on my timeline.
Thank you. Well, speaking of Instagram pages, I know that Evil Dee, you and I
following now.
Thank you, sir. I know that you and I, and probably a bunch of people here, we love a certain album.
Oh my
Tim
God!
Dog
Are
album.
you serious?
I love that.
Yo, you're killing me cool with this.
Yo, that album. The thing about that album is not about it being like the illest album ever. It's the funniest album to me.
Yeah. It's the funniest album ever.
Yeah.
Do you know J-Zone? Do you know J-Zone?
Of course.
Okay, so y'all three. Come on.
Yo,
Wait, you talking about penicillin on wax?
Tim Dog,
Yeah.
God rest the dead. That is the funniest dude, yo. Yo, when I first heard that Tim Dog album, I was on the train laughing my ass off, yo.
Oh.
And people was looking at me. There you go. People was looking at
Oh
me
my
like,
God.
yo, like
It's
what's wrong with
hilarious.
this guy? Yeah. And and the thing
Dude.
about it is, I always would tell people, yo, this album right here, it ain't about what he's talking. It ain't about like the gangster stuff he's talking about.
Yeah.
Listen to his delivery. Listen to what he's really saying.
Yeah.
Yo, like this dude is like the worst gangster ever. But he
Dude.
pulls it off.
When I was in college, we would have Madden tournaments. So we'd be in the dorm rooms. We would skip class, but I'm telling you, we would just put on the Tim Dog tape and it was on repeat. I mean, for like 5-6 hours straight. We just listened to Tim Dog playing Madden. He's like, the dog, baby, the dog, baby, the dog.
My man said, Freddy Krueger can't fuck with me. I'll be starring in Halloween 3. Get down on your motherfucking knees. What? What are you talking about?
Oh my God, it's the best. It's
Yo,
the
this
best.
is that, like, and it's funny because, yo, I don't know if it was one point where I had everybody listening to Tim Dog back in the day, and Walt would be looking at me like, what are you doing? Are you serious?
Are you high right now? Like, come on, dude. Stop it.
So, but I'm gonna tell you what it is. Like, one of the things that me and Walt do is we like, we like doing, we like syncing stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in other words, we like doing movie stuff,
Right.
where you sync up music to, music to different scenes.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what that whole Tim Dog thing is.
Yeah.
Basically, I will find something online and think, and then what I'll do is I'll just be like, this is the only album I can use. And
Yeah,
I will find something.
You know what? You're 100% right. There's no other album. For the shit that E be putting up, there's no other album you could do that with. You can't. Only Tim Dog.
And if you look at the way I set up my videos, it's because the Tim Dog record is so funny, it works.
Right.
Like someone falls, you hear, yeah. This goes out to the
funny.
All I'm doing is showing you what I see when I hear that record. That's all. And recently, it's funny because recently I would also slip old De La records in there too.
Right.
Like, somebody fell, you heard, like,
Oh.
Yo, but that's all that is. It's just me syncing stuff up to video.
Yeah.
And I do them so fast that, like, I have a whole bunch of videos that I didn't release. And I'm just releasing, like, I'll be, like, in the studio. Let me drop this video while I'm in the studio. Like, that's what I'm doing. That's all I do.
Yeah. It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
Guys, can we talk about Pandemonium Records?
Okay. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Pandemonium Records was a label that started in a little-ass room in a little-ass house.
Yo, we started Pandemonium because we around that time we had a little fallout with Duck Down.
Yeah. Okay.
And we were like, we gotta do our own thing. Let's fuck that. We're gonna do our own thing. So, and around that, Cuban Links dropped.
Mm.
So me and E was like, we need to do our own thing. So we formed Pandemonium. Mm-hmm. And then we was like, we need to make a group. So it was my friend Chocolate Tie. He had an MPV or something. He had something. We was like, we need to start something.
Oh no, he had a Ford Taurus.
Right, a Ford Taurus.
With a
system.
Like,
we was in his car and we was like, if RZA and could get if RZA could get together with 9 other motherfuckers, we could do it too. Let's form a group. And we're going to call them Shades of Brooklyn. Because they're all from Brooklyn, and we're going to call it Shades of Brooklyn. He said, yo, fuck it, let's do it. And that's how everything started.
Yeah.
That's how everything started.
There it is.
Wow.
Cuban Links helped us form that. Yo, listen. Yep, that's right. Listen, everything that we do, it has something to do with music. Like, music help us see the vision. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always, and it's hip hop, because there's always something that makes us go, hey, you know what? We're gonna do this. We're gonna do, and we were already on. We were already making records, doing this, doing that. But it was just like, yo, to this day, when you hear something, you go, yo, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that because of that record. Yeah. We're always gonna be fans till the day we die. We're always gonna be fans.
Yeah.
Fans of any type of music, if you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. Like, all that does is just open doors for different things.
Yeah.
And that's why you make dope shit too.
I mean, listen, you know what though? Our mentality is we try, we keep trying.
Yeah.
And really my whole thing is I'm still trying to keep up with all the people who I love and admire, and still and I walked in the door with, like, you know, I make records to try to impress them, and also try to keep on impressing the fans, the people who love us.
Yeah.
We always stay true to what we did, because people will come up to us in the street and say, yo, that record changed my life. Or when y'all did The Shining, yo, that record, it helped me get through school. That shit makes me feel old, but hey, you know, whatever. But when people come up and tell us that shit just gives us a good feeling.
Yeah.
And, you know, like our engineer right now, Jake Palumbo, I met him maybe 15 years ago. I was walking in the city. And trust me, the way Jake looks, he doesn't look like the average New Yorker. He is from Knoxville, Tennessee. Yo, he came up to me. I think I was uptown somewhere. He came up to me in the middle of the street and said, yo, you don't know me, but yo, the stuff that you do, oh my God, I'm a big fan and I love you, man. Please keep doing what you're doing. And that shit stayed with me for the rest of, like, to this day. And now he's my engineer.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's my engineer now. Same thing with Rich Medina. I saw Rich Medina in Philadelphia. I never met him before. He came up to me and said, yo, I'm not on your dick, but I love your shit. And walked away. Didn't even say, yo, he just said, I'm not on your dick, but I love your shit. And walked away like I wasn't nothing. And that shit stays into my head to this day. I said, Rich Medina did that to me.
Yo, the funny thing, I always like, Rich Medina is a dude that back in the day he did a party at the spot called APT out here, and he used to do what night he did. I think he did Wednesday nights.
Wednesday nights.
Yo, I was in there almost every Wednesday night.
Wow.
Because Rich, his attitude with DJ, yo, I'm gonna play what I feel, play whatever, you know what I'm saying? And he was just getting funky with it. And yo, and it's funny because when I met him, he was like, yo, I'm a fan of yours. I'm like, I'm a fan of yours. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, dude, it's, you know, man, at the end of the day, when people tell me that, like, my music did this, my music did that, like, yo, man, you got to respect that.
Yeah.
And all we need is one person. It don't have to be the masses.
Yeah.
That one person could affect your whole life.
I've had people tell me so much Enter the Stage stories, and I'm just like, yo, man, wow, like, to think that an album that me and my people, we all made, something we created affected lives, affected people's lives in a good way.
Yeah.
You know, like, that to me is like, wow. Like, you know, definitely, like, I'm not stopping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As long as I got people that like what I'm doing, I'm not stopping. You know, and it's funny because in 2019, we did the Rise of the Moon album.
Yeah.
And part of the goal with the Rise of the Moon
So this is the
album.
best interview in the world because he pulls out everything that we do.
This is so slept on, this album. It's so good. Like,
you know what's
dope.
funny?
Yeah.
It's slept on, but it's not.
Yeah.
Because every day someone hits me up and goes, yo, like, what? Like, the rumor with that album is we did it on tape. The rumor is, what was the other? Somebody told me something else the other day. I was like, yo, you're bugging. Yo, are those old records that y'all did and y'all didn't use?
Wow.
People
I think I heard that one actually. Yeah.
People think I used the SP and the 950.
Wow.
That album is the MPC X, the MPC Renaissance, and Ableton.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like with that whole album is bass and drums.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And me and Walt sat there and sonically put that album together. You know what I'm saying? Like, that album was a big fight, but it was a good fight.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Like, family argues. We argued. We had our arguments, but at the end of the day, look what came out of our arguments.
Yeah.
Right.
A dope album. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And, like, people to this day hit me up like, yo, I didn't know it was like this. I just thought it was, when cats be saying they coming back, I thought it was going to be some bullshit. But then when they listen, yo, my God, listen to the way that, oh my God, like,
Right, yeah.
I'm just happy that people are listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm happy people are listening. I'm happy that, like, for my royalty statements, I see it moved. And it's still moving to this day.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got legs for sure.
And I see how much people are listening to it online.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just happy, like, cool.
Yeah.
That lets me know that, wow, they still listening they respecting the work.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So it is what it is, man.
That's fantastic. Great shit.
Well, we got the Beatminerz album coming soon, so
Yes.
We are looking forward to it.
We just don't know when. It's coming. It's coming.
2024.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be 2024, definitely.
Yeah, and it's we got some man. Listen, I'm not even gonna I'll just tell you like this. You like the singles that are out now? They're dope.
Yep.
And let me just tell you like this: the album is not, it's not a sleeper. And I know
the next single is going to be De La Pharaoh Monch.
Oh, you telling them?
Yeah, I'm telling them. De La Pharaoh Monch.
You heard it here first.
Rashi Chappelle and Corey Glover.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
man.
Wow.
Did I miss somebody? Wait, De La Pharaoh Monch, Rashi Chappelle, Corey Glover, and the Beatminerz. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's all of them. Yeah, and
crazy.
And it's a past Dave is one of Dave's last verses.
Oh man! Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yep.
R.I.P. the Dove.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Wow.
Yeah.
You got this album has a lot of bangers on it.
We got a Black Moon song, of course. We got 2 Rascast songs.
Ooh,
We got Bishop Lamont. We got Rusty Jukes. We got every time I always get a brain freeze when we got Keith Murray. You got vintage Keith Murray.
Oh,
vintage Keith Murray.
Snap.
I can't remember who else.
See that makes sense. You guys would be the guys to pull out vintage Keith Murray.
It was a task, my brother.
Oh my God!
It was a task, my brother.
Ross, Keith Murray.
OC?
No, who?
OC?
OC is. I mean, we're working on something now, but OC he's right now chilling in NC right now.
Yeah.
Enjoying life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Enjoying life.
Okay.
So yeah, but yeah, we
Just saying real quick, the B-side wins again, because man, yo.
Thank you, man.
I mean, Dangerous and the remixes, crazy. Big L on there, crazy.
And Dangerous was OC's idea.
Oh, it was.
Again, I didn't want to do. I wanted to. I was said to myself, would Premier make this beat? Would Large Professor make this beat? Nah, I don't want to do it. But OC, he kept going at me, and I was like, all right, I'll do it.
Wow.
So yeah,
that record is so crazy.
That record is, I think that's the only record me, Walt, and Premier did scratches on.
Right.
Wow.
Did some scratches.
It's only rubs, but still.
Yeah, still.
Yeah.
Oh,
that counts.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That counts. Yeah. Real quick, I like to terrorize my kids. I put on "Take That" you guys did with flip mode, and I grab them and jump around and shit. Yeah. I think they hate that record, but I love that record. But just because of that. Well, my 6-year-old thinks it's hilarious, but
really,
yeah.
Wow.
That record's so nuts.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Real quick, I got one quick story before we let you go.
No problem.
Evil Dee, you and Buckshot were at the Bowery Poetry Club.
Wow.
And you guys closed out. Well, you pretty much closed out the room because there were a bunch of people getting up there dressed from Black Sheep, got up and did some stuff. Mm-hmm. And you guys got up there. And Chuck had brought, I've been working with Chuck for a long time. And so I had a group called The Impossibles. And Chuck had brought us out. And we were going to come on after you guys.
Aww.
And so it was dope to see you and Buck get down. And then as you were cleaning up and getting your stuff, they let us go on. And as we started, you were kind of moving out, but you looked back and you gave us a little nod of approval, like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was dope. And we were like, and then everybody else left. So
yeah. No, but you're supposed to do that though. Like, you know, if you performing with somebody, I don't care status or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you're on that stage, then we're in this together. We're artists.
Right.
Yeah.
And you gotta salute your other artists. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just be a dick.
You're right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't just be a dick.
Right.
Because I've met my heroes, some of my heroes.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, like, really, dude?
Yeah.
Like, you know, yo, like, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
And I always said to myself, yo, no matter what, yo, I'm going to be the icebreaker. I'm going to be the dude to say peace. I'm going to be the dude to say what's up. You know what I'm saying? Because I know how it feels to be like, yo, I love your stuff. Yeah, whatever, son.
Yeah, right.
I know how that feels, yo.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and, you know, yo, like, so when I seen y'all, I had to salute.
But I'll tell you what, that was, so everybody left and we did our little set for Chuck and Hank Shockley, who stood there and stayed. And then Ike, our DJ, was like, hey, Evil Dee gave us the nod on the way out. We were like, okay, we're good. You're all right. So thank you for that.
Yo, yeah. It's ill because like, even like when I first met Chuck, you know what I'm saying? When I first met Chuck, like Chuck was, like he was cool, down to earth.
Yeah.
He wasn't Hollywood. He wasn't like, you know, and this is before Black Moon.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because you know, we was trying to get on. And like Chuck was one of the few people who was like mad humble, like chilling.
Yeah.
You know, and yo, like, come on, this is Chuck D, B, like, you know, Public Enemy.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, what's up? How y'all doing? Yo, y'all good? You know, you chilling?
Yo, I must say, he's one of the most humblest person you'll ever meet in your life.
Yes.
Like, that guy, you never meet anyone like you. First of all, you don't even look at him. Like the way he comes off, he doesn't come off as a rap icon. Like he's a regular Joe Schmo.
Yep.
But he's like the epitome of humble is him.
Yeah.
He's the cool dude that lives on your block. That when you want to find out some information, yo, Chuck, you know about such and such? That's who he is.
Right.
Yeah.
He's that cool dude that knows a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Man.
Well, guys, we super appreciate you coming through.
It's all
Can't thank you enough. It was great to talk to you.
Yes.
And,
What a
looking forward to the new record. Anytime you want to come back, if you're to promote anything, please let us know.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
Thank y'all so much. Thanks for having us, man.
For real.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
A special shout to Walt with the technical difficulties.
Hey, I'm 55 years old. Hello.
Salute, Chuck. I see that. Appreciate you too. Yo, at the end of the day, man, this is dope, man.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us, man.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Evil Dee, Mr. Walt, Beatminerz.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Salute.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
All right.
All right. Whoa. There we go.
Wow.
Yeah, that was great.
There we go. Oh man.
I know.
I'm gonna go back and watch that again. Watch the replay.
Yeah.
After we get off.
Shit, man.
A lot of gems in there, boy. Whew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the way they put together the first Black Moon record. Oh my god.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. But that makes so much sense now. That's why it sounds like it does.
That's exactly why it sounds like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So dope.
Whew.
Man. And I can't wait for the new shit because they're just like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
they're just killing it.
We could bring them on weekly and not run out of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, seriously.
Nah.
Like it's pretty amazing. Again, their body of work for people that don't know is like
it's
ridiculous.
Phenomenal. Yeah.
We didn't even talk about that
No.
or that.
Right.
The helter, the skelter, the gun, the clappers.
Yeah. We did, I was gonna ask you about the Shorty No Moss 12.
Oh yeah. Damn. Yeah.
All right, part 2. Bring it back next week.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
They did a couple joints on this too that I wanted to ask them.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Yeah.
The Roots remix.
Oh right. Yeah. Yep.
Silent treatment and Proceed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Proceed 5 or something like that.
Proceed. Yeah. I think it's the import single that I don't have, but I'm not positive.
I think I got.
I think you have it.
Yeah. I don't know if I can reach it. Yeah, it's over there somewhere. Somewhere. It was like a Red Hot and Cool thing, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I got it somewhere. And you know what was weird about that too is my CD single it had an insert and it came with 2 of them. I opened it up and they both fell out. I'm like, what the hell?
Oh, weird.
Yeah, very strange. But
that's all right.
Yeah, right. Whatever. Take it.
Yeah.
Yes. So great stuff. We got to talk about our sponsors.
Okay.
Oh, snap.
Auga.
We are sponsored by Auga. That's made by Hackensack Brewing. And I want to send a special shout out to my brother Mike Jones, who is the owner. He just had a baby on December 13th. So
congrats.
Respect to my brother Mike Jones. But if you're in the North Jersey, New York area, you like beer, head on over to Hackensack Brewing and get some awesome 2 beer. Auga.
Yep.
That's right.
And we are also brought to you by the Spit Slam Record Label Group.
Yeah,
the Spit Slam Record Label Group, a Chuck D situation. Catch us on your favorite streaming platform, on Bandcamp, or visit our official web store at spitslamrecords.com. All releases are available digitally or on CD, with select titles available on vinyl and cassette. The Spitslam Record Label Group. Throwback to the future sound.
Yes, indeed. And also real quick, gotta give I don't think he's watching tonight, but give a birthday shout out to Hype Style.
Hype Style.
Happy birthday. One of our regulars. He's probably out doing something fun for his birthday instead of watching our show.
Some hype.
Yeah, something hype. Good for him. Yeah. Happy birthday, Hype Style. And you can catch Flatline, Mr. Chuck, and myself every Friday for the And You Don't Stop radio show on Rap Station. And you catch it on, remind me again.
Mixcloud.
Yeah. Yes. 2 hours, all kinds of.
It's
great.
It's the 120-minute epicenter of hip hop and rap music.
Thank you. I totally blew that. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. Exactly. And you can catch Ultra Mag, Jennifer Jenny, and DJ Soul Buck. Shout out to Soul Buck in the house tonight. Every Sunday for the mixtape. Wow. And they play music for the previews next week's guest. However, I'm not exactly sure how we're doing that because we're doing our last show of the year next week. So
interesting.
Yeah. And next week, we're gonna be on Wednesday night. Yes. We're gonna be on Wednesday night. Yes. So join us. We have a whole bunch of guests coming through for our end of the year episode. And we'll talk favorite music and yada yada and whatever else comes up. So yada, yada. So yeah, join us next week, Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the end of the year spectacular. I'm not even gonna. Yeah, we got a lot of people coming through. I know that, so it'll be fun. Yeah, it'll be fun, right? Jennifer is waving.
Hi.
What
the hell? I've been going over here going, hello.
Oh, I didn't know what you were doing. I didn't know if you were coughing or something.
That too. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of that going on.
Exactly. So. Yes. So.
Yeah.
End of the year episode. Yes.
And next Sunday is going to be what do we call it?
The mix of all mixes.
Exactly. There you go.
I just made that up.
The best of the best.
The best of the best. Okay, that works. Cool. Fantastic. Yep. All right. So yes, join Jennifer, Ultra Mag, Soulbuck. Go ahead.
And then the end of the year show is not Tuesday, it's Wednesday, because we're gonna wish you all a Merry Christmas, etc., etc., etc. Thank you, Overkill.
Yes.
And yeah.
Yep.
And so we don't want you to have to show up on Tuesday staring at us like
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, because Tuesday's Kwanzaa, right?
Sure.
Yeah. And
sure.
and whatever else. But we will be here next week for our end of the year episode. So hopefully everyone will join us. It'll be a blast. Probably. Usually is. So yeah, it'll be good stuff. And I want to thank everybody watching live, everybody watching on the replay. Of course, my co-host, Flatline Ultra Mag, and
not me.
Jennifer O'Jenny. The commissioner. I hope you feel better.
Thanks.
Yeah. And we will see everybody next week for another episode of It's C-Doc Again.
Baby.
Oh, Lord.